We have an unconscious Jane Doe lying here on a stretcher. Hurry, patient is losing their heartbeat. Stand back, heart machine in force. Press monitor, please. Put it on the left and right side of heart. Press button. Give a patient a shock machine. Hurry. Patient is losing pulse. The patient pops up like a mummy. She's popping up. Stand back. Anything you have to say? Is there anything you have to say, miss? Please speak to us, please. Is there anything you have to say? Hello? 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 Say something, please, miss. Hello? And she says, I sacrifice my time and kindness, health, money, and self. Then a patient stretches out on a stretcher and dies. Her body gets stiff as a board. If only the person knew how to self-care. Self-care is important, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this Positive Thursday. And today's topic is going to be about 20 simple ways for self-care. What is self-care to each one of you? Do y'all know the definition of self-care? I know some of you may know how to self-care and some may not. We live in a high-paced society and world where there's so much stress. We have people that with big hearts as myself, that's about helping others, which is nothing wrong with that. But sometimes when we stretch ourselves too thin, we lose ourselves in the process. And some people even lose their lives due to overextending themselves without having balance. And also, for my first-time listeners that's listening today, my name is Zuri Flower, and I want to welcome you to this podcast today. And I also want to thank the rest of the listeners who've been tuning in with me on Positive Thursday. I want to ask y'all, how are your day going? I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day, and I'm happy that you're joining me on this Positive Thursday. Self-care is something that is not talked about often, and I believe that if we can't take care of ourselves first, we can't do anything. We can't take care of our families. We can't think properly. We can't grow spiritually. It's so many different things and effects that it can have on us when we don't self-care, if we don't check in with ourselves. And I can tell you so many stories with myself. What I had to go through is trying to figure out, how to self-care for myself. And when my life was out of balance and when I was stretching myself so thin, I lost who I was. I didn't know who I was. It was crazy. But I'm going to tell you more about that, later on during this podcast. But I wanted to share some awesome information with y'all. I am so excited about this podcast. I am super excited. And the introduction that I shared with y'all about the lady, that got, she was dying. And I gave that introduction because sometimes things like that can happen. People die when they stretch themselves too thin. They have heart attacks. They might have a stroke, because sometimes when we have so much on our plate and we're doing so much, doing this and that for that person, and we don't take care of ourselves, it can affect our health. It's just crazy. The list goes on and on and on and on. That's why I shared that brief introduction of how when you don't self-care, it can become even more serious than health issues and other mental issues. It can become deadly. You can die. How are y'all doing on this Positive Thursday? I hope y'all still having a beautiful day. My daylight clothes, or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't make believe. People say I sit and try. When it comes to being daylight, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. Self-care is so important. Very important, everyone, because if you don't take care of yourself and put yourself a priority, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. Setting boundaries with family. How many of you listeners know how to set boundaries with your family? I know some of you love your family dearly. Some can be a pain in the ass. I know that to be true with me. Learning how to set boundaries with my family, learning how to set boundaries with family members can help reduce stress depending on the situation, and understanding that it's okay to say no to your family members, especially for the ones that have their hands out asking for money all the time. Because if you don't know how to say no, it can drain you spiritually and mentally. Have clear heart-to-heart communication with your family so they can know exactly where you stand at, because it can also keep down a lot of family drama. And family is everything. So we shouldn't be pulling each other apart. We should be close, loving each other and being there for each other. The next tip for self-care, which is number 2, setting boundaries with friends. Having friends and associates, having friends and acquaintances sometimes can be looked at in different ways by people. Some people have best friends with benefits. y'all know what friends with benefits mean, y'all. Come on now, don't think y'all don't know. Y'all know what I mean. Kiss, kiss, kiss here at this spot, kiss on that spot. Y'all need to cut these kind of friends out of your life. Get friends that's like-minded like yourself. And, and for the ones who, let me start over again, everyone. Say, for example, if you're on a journey of a new beginning with your career and you're trying to grow spiritually, and your friends are not trying to grow in their life. They're always talking negative about life and others. You need to cut these friends out of your life. Get friends that's like-minded, like yourself, that's 100% going to support you and be genuine about wanting to see you grow as a person. And also that's going to tell you the truth and not lie. And make for sure the friendships you have is balanced with giving and receiving. Because, if you're that one friend that's paying for everything when you go out to eat and have drinks, that's going to cost you more than money. It's going to cost you yourself trying to be a people pleaser. Self-care tip number 3, setting boundaries with self. Self-control of what you say out of your mouth, because words do have power. I know each one of you probably heard that before. I know it can be even more difficult when you're in a hard situation. If you're on a road driving, for example, and you're driving, and the driver beeps their horn, beep, beep, beep. They yelling at you, cursing at you, they sticking their middle finger up at you. And I know many of you will respond, and it will not be nice at all. But some of you that sweet and quiet people like me wouldn't say nothing at all. Nada. Psych. Knowing what fits right for your life, career and opportunities in love relationships. And also being yourself, no matter who you are around and where you're at. So those are tips of setting boundaries with yourself. Self-care tip number 3, setting boundaries with self. Self-care tip number 4, prayer. I believe that prayer do change things. I love when Steve Harvey, I know who Steve Harvey is. I know many of you know. The host, he hosts on a radio show that comes on in the morning time. As for me, prayer plays a big part in my life. And for you listeners, regardless of your belief in prayer, you can meditate, sit quiet Indian style, like you're on a beach, relaxing, or imagine your favorite getaway spot, wherever fits for you. Self-care tip number 5 can help keep Self-care tip number 5 is exercise, which is one of my favorite. I love the exercise. But enough about me. This is all about you guys. It can help you quiet the mind after a long day, especially when it's stressful at work, or are you just feeling down, because we all have them down days when we may feel down or depressed. And even if you don't have a gym membership, there's different ways that you can exercise. If there's a nearby park or a school that have a track on it, you can walk around the track or jog, ride a bike if you have one, or even pretend like you have one. I'm saying something real funny, everyone, right? So I was without my car for a while. I'm still not driving. So one of the exercises that I was doing at home, I was pretending like I was riding a bike. I laid down on my back and I was moving my feet like in a motion as if you pedaling the bike. It was hilarious. That was my y'all. It was hilarious. That was my imaginational bike. I was out, y'all, pedaling my feet fast. Here I come. Okay, exercise, everyone. 5, self-care. And I also want to say is you can sign up for a fitness class. They have them on Groupon.com. Classes like kickboxing, yoga, swimming, Zumba. I mean, all kinds of fun exercises that you can do. Self-care number 6 self-care tip is eating right. There's still many different ways to enjoy foods you like to eat. How many of you listeners that have family members or friends that's overweight, that have diabetes, high blood pressure due to not eating the right foods? For some of you listeners that haven't heard my weight journey, I joined weight at one point in time in my life. I used to be 224 pounds. And I was, eating the wrong foods. And the reason why I was eating the wrong foods because I was numbing my emotions due to life stresses I was facing. Even more so when I lost my husband, who died back in 2004. And then in 2017, my life took a turning point, and I decided to change my eating habits. Not even just my eating habits, just my life in general. I joined Weight Watchers and attend a Saturday meeting every Saturday where I had support from other people that was trying to get healthy. And I had a trainer that I worked with at the gym twice a week. And also during that process, my eating habits started to change in a good way. And currently today, I weigh 157. Boom. On a healthy eating journey, yes. It is a lifestyle for me, yes, indeed. Y'all want to hear something funny, y'all? Yesterday, I had a Reese cup. I'm greedy, y'all. I had a Reese cup. Now, that's healthy eating.
To listen to this full episode of Positive Thursday, 20 Simple Ways to Self-Care, go to Anchor, Zoe Flower, Anchor FM.